For 2 months, Fox News has been digging for answers following a fatal fire in Pritchard.
It happened on Weisbrod Avenue in the 8 Mile community. A man and his 2 teenage stepdaughters died inside their home.
And since then, investigative reporter Shelby Myers has been asking questions to figure out what happened and how. She started to uncover some answers too.
So Shelby, so many people are affected by this tragedy.
Oh yeah, they are, Bob and Lenise. The 3 victims leave behind a family and a community still mourning their loss. After months of trying to understand what went wrong that morning, I finally had to sit down with Interim Fire Chief David Hale to get some questions answered. It rocked the community.
It's just really devastating. It's a loss. It's a loss.
3 people loved by so many killed in an early morning house fire in 8 Mile.
I got 3 people looking down on me.
Isha Allen and 2 of her daughters made it out of the home alive, but her husband, Mike Allen, and 2 other daughters did not. Maynora Smith was a senior at Blunt High School, on her way to college with a full scholarship. Her younger sister, Nariah Hughes, named Miss Sophomore on the homecoming court.
But sometimes I just get on my knees and I look to the heavens and ask, why them?
We've been investigating what some Pritchard firefighters call a struggling department. An anonymous source inside the fire department coming to Fox 10 News for help in this interview last month.
Very scary, not only for us, but for the citizens.
That source first telling me crews responded to the fatal fire in cars not designed to fight fires and only 1 small truck, while larger trucks sat in the shop or at the station broken down. Interim Fire Chief David Hale confirming that.
Do you think that the issues of only having the mini pumper hinder you guys from, possibly saving the folks in the house?
No, I don't. We used the protocol that we would use in that situation. Saraland was there on scene within 6 to 7 minutes, which is a great time for the distance they have to travel to get there. The house was fully engulfed before our people even showed up in 3 minutes. So that basically tells me if someone was still inside that building, that was a great chance that it would be a slim chance for survival. Very slim.
Pritchard's 1 working fire unit, a mini pumper, only holds 300 gallons of water. So Chief Hale says his men use the closest fire hydrant. According to a former firefighter we contacted, while a mini pumper is able to fight any size fire, it does need a steady water supply from a hydrant to fight larger ones. A source within the Pritchard Fire Department tells us water pressure coming from that hydrant wasn't enough. Chief Hale would only say the fire hydrant worked in some capacity.
During our investigation of our fire hydrant some months ago, we did inspect that particular hydrant on Old Central Highway, which is the closest hydrant to that resident. And it was found not to have passed the inspection.
Here's the hydrant firefighters used on the morning of September 23rd. To demonstrate the distance, I walked from the hydrant to the house site. Here's where the home once stood, nearly 500 feet away from the hydrant. Chief Hale tells me that could have also played a role in the amount of pressure loss. Hoping to find out exactly what happened that terrible morning, Fox News Investigates filed an open records request with the city of Pritchard. For weeks, our requests were ignored until my report called the city out for ignoring us.
I saw it on the news that that you did not have access to any information, and I was unaware of that at the time. After going back and looking at the information that we did have, we had to make sure that we were protecting the family, protecting the investigation.
While Chief Hale explained much of what happened that morning, the city is still withholding 11 pages from that report. It's still unclear to us the role the fire hydrant played in battling the flames. Court documents from an ongoing lawsuit show the city and water board agree more than 100 fire hydrants in Pritchard are not in compliance with code, and many of those don't work.
And Pritchard Water need to go out and take care of business in terms of making a correction on these hydrants.
Chief Hale says things are getting better within his department, with the mayor and city council just agreeing to buy 2 new fire trucks. The city hoping to prevent another tragedy like the one on Weisbrod Avenue.
Words can describe how much everyone cared for Noraya, how much everyone would miss Noraya, Maynora, and their stepfather.
The State Fire Marshal's office says it has no time frame for its investigation, but will continue to ask officials for that complete fire report so we'll know exactly what happened. In the meantime, court documents show Pritchard has agreed to pay the water board to continue inspecting all hydrants in the city to see if they're working. And of course, we'll continue to ask for their findings too, guys.
Yeah, we all remember that fire with the father and the 2 daughters. On that note, what about the other residents in Pritchard? If there is another house fire, does Pritchard have enough working trucks to put it out?
You know, Elise, that is a great question, and that's something that I've talked with Chief Hale about, and he says that they have added another one of their trucks that was once in the shop. It's now back on the streets along with that mini pumper that they're using. And also in less than 30 days now, of course, the mayor and the city council agreed to buy 2 new trucks. So in less than 30 days, those will be back on the streets as well. So they will have 4 trucks out there. And, you know, I talked to Chief Hale as well, and he said it is a brighter day for the Pritchard Fire Department in that sense. So,
All right. Thanks, Shelby.